Welcome to this preview of UFC 316, O'Malley versus Alashwili. Getting straight into the first fight of the main card, Batista versus Mix. Obviously, Mix coming in as a newcomer to the UFC has done incredible things outside of the UFC. Reach 2.5 inch reach advantage for Mix. Mix new to the UFC. Obviously, last MMA fight, Mix good with leg kicks, stayed in the pocket at points, got hurt at points for staying in the pocket, got taken down, which is not good. Mix good on the ground though overall. I think against his last opponent, seemed to be hurting. Mix seems to get hurt a bit in the first round and the third round. He struggled with big shots, which will be key. Maybe later on in his UFC career, but I think against Batista, I think he gets a win. I think Batista is very much about staying in there, grinding a fight, winning over 3 rounds, trying to just keep it. You know, he got more volume, no one really gets hurt, more volume, more control time, and gets a win through that. You know, it's sort of against Jose Aldo, and I think Mix is just going to be too on it, too much in his prime, too much ability. The reach advantage is going to help. I think he's ready for what Batista has. He's got enough video on him to see that, and I think Mix gets a decision against Batista. I think Batista will try and grind it out a bit. I think that's the reason why there won't be a finish, because if he does get hurt, he will use ways to stall out the fight. But I think overall the bigger damage comes from Mix. I think Batista won't get that much damage over the line. Yes, he may have a bit more control time at points, and maybe volume at points, maybe. But Mix, using them leg kicks, using the reach, gets the win. On to the next fight, Gastelum versus Pyfer. Pyfer, 3.5 inch reach advantage. I think that it's a lot taller. 6'2" height and 5'9" for Gastelum. Obviously, Gastelum knowingly the shorter guy in most of his fights, especially at this weight. Pyfer gets this done really well, I think. Coming in, I think he's done well. Gastelum past his prime, I'd say. He's been in big fights, he has been, but he's lost them. And a lot of punches, a lot of time, a lot of fights. The reach won't help him at all. You know, the height won't help him at all either. And Pyfer getting this done, I think it happens. I think Gastelum has to get close, he has to get in, and he has to get him down. He has to try and clinch him up, get on the inside, and it's going to be very hard against someone with that much of a reach advantage against you and a height advantage. I mean, where's the shots coming from? I don't see many shots actually reaching target. It's going to take a lot further for him to get in the inside, try and get something done. He's got to go for a takedown or something like that, and I just think Pyfer gets it done. I think he just times something coming in. He's got time. You know, a reach advantage gives you time. The bigger the reach advantage, the more time you have to counter. And Gastelum gets countered at coming in, I think, and it's the start of the end, to be honest. He starts backing up. Pyfer has then the jab out there, 6'2", good jab getting out there, and straight shots and good shots at that. I think get him down. I think it might be a TKO or KO in this fight. That's what I think for Pyfer. On to the next fight, Pena versus Kayla Harris. Kayla Harris obviously doing very well in the UFC since coming in. A judo champion, so incredible. You know, really one of the highest level, if not the highest level judo women's fighter we've seen come in since the the biggest name in the UFC women's fighting ever, Ronda Rousey. Split decision for Kayla Harris against Pennington last time out. Pena split decision against Pennington last time out. Also beat Nunes with a rear naked choke, so he's going to have to get him down to the ground, I think, to have a chance. To really, against them type of fighters like Nunes, have to get her down, and did, and use that game. Harrison has done a lot of amazing work since entering the UFC. Pennington beat Nunes, then lost the rematch, but a big statement win. That's clear. But last time out, coming against Pennington, getting a split decision. I thought Pennington actually won the last fight. Won 4 and 5. Good backing up in number 5 by Pennington in round 5. Late big punches. Harrison is too good, I think, on the ground game. I think that's just part of Pena's game, which won't really be able to be used now. I think you try and go for a takedown, try and go for a trip, and Harrison's going to drop you to the floor and get in her world, which is not good. I think Harrison stands up quite well, is always learning, but I think on the ground, I think she wins, and that gives her the advantage in this fight, and especially when you're going for trips or throws. Harrison's in there. She's done it all before, and is very good at countering or using that in her own way to get the advantage. Harrison doing amazingly well. Really great damage on the ground as well. Really does throw punches. You do find that sometimes it's lacking in some fighters when they get people to the ground and trying to look for positions. They're wrestlers. They're trying to get positions, trying to get submissions. Through their martial art they've learnt for ground game. But Harrison's really moving that up to a MMA level, going for strikes, getting them people out of there on the ground. And going for submissions as well, but getting people out of there, getting them on the ground and going, I'm going to beat you up on the ground. And that is a key thing about ground game, especially in the women's divisions. That look, if you're punching on the ground, we'll get people to move on, we'll win you the round. Just staying on top, it may not give you the round. And really, I do not like the way sometimes it's scored, that ground control, with nothing, no damage, no nothing. It is rated. It shouldn't be as much, but Harrison's great at getting to the ground, getting punches off, getting the win on them rounds, and making sure she has the win. So I think she gets it done by KO. I think she's very good on the ground, and I think she will be a champion for a good while, and is a great fight if Amanda Nunes is thinking of coming back, which is rumoured, and is a great test that she hasn't had before. It really does shake up that division for Nunes to step back in for a very big fight. On to the main event, Sean O'Malley versus Deval Ashwili. Obviously, Sean O'Malley losing last time out, bad showing from him. Has had now time out. No discouragement in that whole fight from O'Malley to stop the takedowns, the shots on the inside, just rushing in, which is a problem. Missed shots allowed him to get the takedown, come inside, get punched off, get takedowns. Not using a range at all to stop Dvalishvili coming in, and no real jabs, no long weapons, no stopping the takedown at all, or even the punches getting in the inside, which I fully expected he'd start shooting and trying to counter, or even just get the jab out there and start firing off long shots. O'Malley didn't have much to show, not doing much at all, and it's really a lacking fight from O'Malley. Obviously, rumours, injuries coming out of that, and how much that affected him. Hip operation pretty much straight after the fight as well. Couldn't have been good, and maybe showed why, because your hips provide the power through the shots, and once you start trying to fire off long shots with your hip being somewhat needing surgery, so obviously clearly in a bad way, you start getting problems. You start getting injury, you start getting pain, and getting takedowns probably didn't help that either, getting taken down. So O'Malley, I think, will do better now. I think he'll do better with the movement. I think that was probably not a great thing for the movement either. Takedown defense will be likely better. I think he'll do better, but I do think Dvalishvili has the ability on the ground, which is just a mix-up game, which can win you these type of rounds over a 5-round fight. But I've got to say, I believe in O'Malley. I believe in O'Malley to learn and to fire off shots and get shots off and get them counters done. because I think he has the bit between his teeth to prove he is the better fighter. He's had one fight, he was injured, now everyone's doubting him, and it's the type of fight where if he comes through, it truly makes him a superstar of the UFC, and is a star of that UFC stardom that, I mean, the UFC need. You know, Sean O'Malley will want it, but the UFC dearly need as a business. And this is partially why I said in one of my other videos, there's just a lack of stars at the minute, and Sean O'Malley coming through like this, hey, look, star made. Kayla Harrison as well, another fighter on this card who can really push to be a star as well. So, look, getting back onto the O'Malley fight, I think he wins it. I think he does. I think he wins it by... I think he has to get it by KO TKO. I think the decision may go Dvalishvili's way, so I think that could be a problem. If he doesn't get him out there, he gets a takedown and keeps it for a round. But I think if not, I think O'Malley gets the shots off, gets the KO, TKO. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Is this a better fight card as well from the UFC? Let me know in the comments. Let me know who you think's going to win as well. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.